to be a millionaire, what they really mean is that they want to spend $1 million. But spending $1 million is literally the opposite of being a millionaire. Spending money to show others how much you have is the fastest way to have less. Lesson number 27, how to save and enjoy money at the same time. Whatever amount you have in the bank, that didn't happen overnight. It's the result of choices you've made over the years. Either you spend more or save more. Both will be reflected in your bank account. So the question is, how can you save more while still spending on the things you want? The answer is automate and build a system that saves, invests, and pays your bills while you sleep. To automate your finances, first you need to categorize your spending. Then decide the percentage for each category. Let's look at this example, and feel free to adjust the percentage based on your income. Category 1, fixed costs. Let's say you put 50% toward fixed costs like rent, bills, and groceries. Category 2, investment, 15%. Category 3, short-term savings, like savings to buy a house or a vacation, 15%. And finally, the most exciting category, which is Category 4, guilt-free spending, 20%. This is the fun stuff, like eating out at fancy restaurants, new clothes, or whatever else you want. With a system like this, you can enjoy spending on what you want while still saving for the future. Lesson number 28, pay yourself first. The first thing you need to do when you get your paycheck, save at least 10% before you pay your landlord or the bank or the internet provider. Okay, you got the idea, right? That's what pay yourself first means. You don't have to strictly follow 10%. Just save any amount you can. The important thing is to start with some amount so that you can start training your saving muscles. Imagine it like this. Every dollar you save is like a soldier in your personal army, fighting to bring back more soldiers. Those new recruits, they'll fight for you too, bringing back even more soldiers. This process will keep continuing. But if you spend recklessly, it's like sending your soldiers out without protection. They can be killed and can't bring back more soldiers. Too much imagination, isn't it? Lesson number 29. To save or to invest, which one comes first? To answer that question, here's what you need to do. First, figure out how much you can save in a year. For example, if you save $1,000 a month, that means you can save $12,000 in a year. Second, if you invest, calculate how much the return is. For example, if you have $10,000 to invest and you expect a 10% return, that means you will get $1,000. Third, compare those two numbers. If your savings are higher, focus on saving more. If the return on your investment is higher, focus on investment first. And if the numbers are about the same, focus on both. Lesson number 30. Become an entrepreneur. Growing up, I bet you heard this a lot. Study hard, get good grades, and land a job at a big company. But how often do you hear, study hard and become an entrepreneur? Many people think becoming an entrepreneur is risky, so they want a secure job in a company. When you work for a company, you have just one client, your employer. But when you're an entrepreneur, you have multiple clients. Entrepreneurs are the ones who are building the economy, creating new jobs, developing real estate, and investing. The government needs entrepreneurs, otherwise there would be no jobs, and the government could not collect taxes. Robert Kiyosaki strongly advises becoming an entrepreneur because taxes and laws are written in favor of entrepreneurs. Lesson number 31. Have a 3 to 6 month emergency fund. If you spend $4,000 every month, then the amount you need to have in your emergency fund is between $12,000 and $24,000. The decision depends on the type of job you have and how secure you feel with your income. If you have a stable income, you can focus on saving for 3 months. But if you have variable income or depend a lot on external conditions, 6 months is right for you. An emergency fund is only for emergencies. Buying a gift for your mother is not an emergency. Her birthday is on the same day every year, so you should save for it in your budget. Lesson number 32. Be careful with some financial experts. The best investment opportunities don't need to be advertised in a brochure. The best investment opportunities don't even leave the office. They get consumed internally. For example, when a real estate agent finds the best property, he doesn't advertise it on a website. If he can, he buys it himself or makes sure that it is purchased internally by his company or colleagues around him. The conclusion is this: be very careful with financial experts from whom you take advice. They work for a company and are paid by the company. So, whose interests do you think they will put first? Lesson number 33. How much is a 1% fee? Let's say your grandmother gives you and your brother $100,000 each as a gift. Both of you now think that you are young and don't need the money now, so you decide to invest it for the long term. Your brother does research and he finds a company that charges a 1% fee and pays 11% interest. However, you don't do research and you invest with a company that charges a 2% fee and also pays 11% interest. Let's fast forward 30 years and see how the 1% difference in the fees impacts your earnings. After 30 years, your brother's total earnings will be around $1,744,000, but your earnings will be $1,326,000. As you can see, everything is the same, but the 1% difference in the fees leads to $418,000 fewer earnings compared to your brother. In other words, you lose 23.9% of your earnings because of a 1% difference in fees. Lesson number 34. Spend money to look good. Don't judge a book by its cover is a nice quote, but in reality, people judge you based on your appearance. How you present yourself impacts how you feel about yourself and also influences what others think of you. Let me share an interesting story. At a supermarket, there were 2 sets of grapes. The first was priced at 15 cents a pound, while the second was packaged in polyethylene bags and marked $2.35. The person at the weighing station explained that the only difference in price was the bag. When you're properly packaged, you make a stronger impression and even increase your value in negotiations.